Welcome to the GravityX stream. How you guys doing? So yeah, we are 28 people viewing the stream already, which is always gonna be, of course, a pleasure to us. First of all, before we get started, let me know if you guys are actually listening me carefully. I want to know that the mic is good. I want to know that everything is going properly before we actually get going. But uh pretty excited for this stream. I gotta be honest. Today we got a special guest who's gonna be working with us. She's gonna be hosting. Before, you guys used to love her. Well, she was in another community, but a lot of you guys already know her as well. She's gonna be helping us hosting and actually sharing the news and doing a bunch of stuff for GravityX. And we, as mentioned before, we want to take GravityX to a new level. We want to take GravityX. We want to make GravityX that place where when you want to find some news, hot scenes, trends, technical analysis, new projects, that's the place to come, GravityX. So today we're gonna be going over a lot of whole news, which you guys are actually interested in that. We're gonna be taking a look at XOX and how it's going and talking a little bit about it. We're gonna be going over the market condition. How is the market going? We're gonna be doing some sort of a sentiment check on the market. We're gonna be talking about project that I really like and that you guys actually gonna like as well. I do believe so. And we're gonna be checking how the protocols are doing, how DeFi is doing. So there is a lot of things that is happening right now, and we want to get you guys up to speed. So remember, always like the stream, share the stream with your friends, leave a comment. If you actually want to ask something, share that in the comment section on the chat as well. Make sure to just have fun, enjoy the stream, and always come back for more content. We're gonna be trying to do this every day from Monday to Friday, but anyway, you guys are gonna be able to see how things are go overall in the next few days. But pretty excited. I'm actually pretty excited about this. Now, before we get started, let me actually do a small market check so to see how things are going, and then we're gonna be going with the news, and you guys are gonna be able to get all that information. First of all, let me share the screen. Should be right here. Bitcoin is still trading at $94,000. You guys already know that these days Bitcoin doesn't move that much. There is a lot of companies that are involved in Bitcoin at this point, so it just really doesn't move like it used to do. It's like a stable coin at this point, but there is a lot of good news and bad news as well with the market, which we're going to be covering a little bit as well. But overall, the market sentiment is still pretty strong. We can see that in the rainbow chart, we're still on the buying zone, which is something that, of course, a lot of you guys always check. This has proven to be really reliable, so we expect this to be in the right zone, which means that you can be buying right now and eventually you're going to be making money just following this chart, and it should be pretty interesting. That's what I'm going to say. But overall, Bitcoin is actually performing quite well. Well, the stock market was not doing that great, Bitcoin was still doing pretty well. So not much going on there. Ethereum is still trading around $1,700. You know, we had the altcoins moving. Last week we had a lot of coins doing pretty well, and we have some interesting move on the portfolio, which you actually can follow that on my personal social media, Money Ninjas. But essentially, the market is a little bit stable. We just entered the first week. We were the Saturday and Sunday, since we're not actually not much going on, but right now it's a little bit better. So overall, the market itself is actually quite bullish still for the long term. There is a lot of predictions. Today we had a prediction from CX saying that he expects Bitcoin to be at $500,000 to $1 million. We don't know. Nobody knows. Those who are telling you guys that it's gonna be 100% guaranteed, you should fact check them out, because nobody knows when Bitcoin is gonna go. I can guarantee you that. I have been buying, but I actually buy a lot of on the value gems because they do better. But in reality, nobody knows what's gonna happen. And as you guys can see, overall the market is fine. It's not amazingly well. It's not terribly bad. So overall, it's just quite stable. That's what I'm gonna say, which is what we actually want to see in this sort of market, when the stock market is crashing, when the US economy is not doing that great with the tariff and the war that is going on around. It's actually not affecting Bitcoin that much. We should be, if it was 2 years ago, we will be at $70,000 right now. So we're actually not doing that bad, in my personal opinion. It could be worse. That's what I'm gonna say. So anyway, pretty good over there. So I would say, why don't we introduce our guest today, and then we're gonna be covering some news. Now, this stream is being recorded, so it's gonna be shared on YouTube later on as well for you guys to see it. But I mean, we're just getting started. At the end of the day, GravityX is a new stream. GravityX is a new platform, so it's gonna take some time to we get some traction. It's gonna take some time until the chats are flooded with comments. But anyway, we do appreciate you guys, every one of you guys coming by, stopping by, and actually watching the stream. And if you can, remember to subscribe. Remember to actually follow the platform. Leave a like, leave a comment. It really does help us out a lot. That's what I would say. So, hold on a little bit. Let me see who we are. I'm gonna be presenting you guys our dear host today. Let me see if I actually share the right one. Hold on. Oh, and let me see. So we should be here. Oh, Lily, are you there? I think we actually are in the right screen right now. Sorry, guys. We're just still getting used to this.
Hello.
Welcome,
I
welcome,
I can
welcome.
hear you quite well, but I think you guys cannot see me yet. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
I think they're gonna be able to see you in a little bit, in just a little bit. It's just that there is a small
Ah,
delay, and it
I
takes a
guess
little bit
I
of
can
time.
I
But
can
you're
see that
there
right
now.
now because I was just having a little bit of tea, and that was the first image that now you guys have about me. Well, she's drinking some tea.
Now, those of you guys who are coming from Morning Ninjas before, you know that apart from XOX Labs and GravityX, we run as Morning Ninjas. But where everything started, we used to have Lily. She's actually my sister as well, but she was doing a lot of all the AMS there, and she's gonna be supporting on this side now. So I hope you guys enjoy it. She's quite cute, and she presents the news in a pretty good way. But anyways, remember we are getting started, so don't expect too much. We are gonna be getting better with time. So as the community is gonna be getting stronger also. So yeah, have some fun. And if there is something to point out, make sure to just leave a comment. And we're gonna be looking at your feedback as well. That's gonna be helping this show. Anyway, Lily, is there anything interesting that we should be taking a look? What do you say? What's going on? Should we move
Well,
first with the news regarding the 2 billion Trump UA
just a
deal?
second, because there is a little bit of lagging. So is it okay for me to start talking now?
Yeah, it's okay for you. You don't need to ask. You just when you hear my
Okay,
voice, you
okay,
can talk. Yeah.
okay. Okay, so, well, just firstly, anyway, you already introduced myself, but before we move on to the news, I was thinking when you were actually doing that I'm going to be, the national news, that they have the weather forecaster, which is which is the person that is there, but just for a segment of the news of the segment of the podcast. So for now, I think I'm going to be kind of like that.
Yeah.
But instead of the weather forecaster, I guess I'm going to be like news forecaster. So today, as Ninja said, or Livan says, how would you like me to address to you,
You can
Ninja
call
or
me Ninja.
Livan?
It's fine. You know, the OGs really
Ninja.
know me
Okay,
for Ninja.
so
Yeah.
Ninja, for my dear ninjas, the one that already know my face, I used to be the host of the AMAs, and I hope we're going to be doing that quite soon because I really enjoy to do that. But anyways, I'm happy to do whatever ninja new project he has, and this, as he said, this is the newest he has, the podcast. So happy to be here. And moving on to the first news, and which is going to be just a sec. Give me a sec. Okay, so first we were going to talk a little bit about a news that is also related with politics. And before I start talking about it, I just want to say that we are by no means a political channel. Just to make that clear, it's just that, as you know, politics is, they are kind of related with everything, and of course they are also related with crypto. So that's the reason why we are going to be, or before addressing the new, I wanted to say that, just get that out of the way. Not a political podcast by any means. It's just a crypto related podcast that sometimes we'll have to talk about news related with politics as well, right? Okay, Leo, Ninja, we're ready
Yeah.
to start.
And I'm about to get going because you are gonna be talking about Trump, and Trump is on the news these days. There is a lot going on with Trump. Looks like he's always looking for something related to crypto to get back into the news. And I'm going to be talking about that later on as well, not just this news, but there is a lot regarding Trump coin, which I'm going to be talking about it. he just announced a meeting that is going to be happening for the top 200 holders. It's going to be crazy. And he has made already over $300 million just after the launch of Trump. He and his team. So it's actually pretty insane in fees in the last 24 hours, over $2 million. So this news is just one of the things that is going on with Trump right now. He is everywhere. And yeah, so I'm going to let Lily talk about the first news, but it's wild what's going on with Trump and the economy and the tariff. No one saw that coming. We're expecting Bitcoin a $500,000 right now, but reality is quite different. So always stay to a strategy and do not FOMO in because you could get wrecked as a market short right now. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, we all know that he is quite a controversial politician and also quite a controversial businessman. That's who he is. But I mean, we are not here to judge if he's good at it or not. We are just here to tell the news. And we have to go back just a little bit and to say that we all know he used the crypto narrative of part of his election campaign.
For sure.
So he have been involved in crypto right just before the election. Actually, he used it as part of the narrative once again. So this news is just something else that's been going on with Trump and with crypto. So the news is like this. It says, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren has issued warnings about President Donald Trump and his family ties to the crypto industry, cautioning that a recent $2 billion deal backed by the United Arab Emirates could pave the way. I'm going to quote because that's exactly what she did, correction, if the Senate passes new stablecoin legislation, right? So let's see what this news is about. Let's break it down a little bit. So I'm talking about USD1, which is the stablecoin launched by World Liberty Financial, which is the company co-founded by Trump's son Eric and crypto investor Zach Woodcock, right?
Yeah.
So this one is backed by U.S. treasuries, just like USDC or Tether, right? But Warren says it's basically a backdoor for foreign influence and corruption. So would you like to make a stop there, Ninja, or just move on? Would you like to add any to this
Honestly,
before I continue with the news?
I'm pretty invested in this news because World Liberty Finance, they hold a lot of crypto at this point. They have been making a lot of strategic investment, holding Ethereum, holding a lot of coins. And I wouldn't be surprised something shitty is going on. I'm not saying that the media we should be trusting the media. We know the media. At this point, we cannot believe anyone. I don't really care about whatever they say, but if we're gonna be debating about it, it's gonna be up to everyone to make their own decisions. But the amount of money that the Trump and the current presidential, so the people that run in the USA government right now, they are making through crypto is insane. So I will not be surprised if they are making some move and using crypto and launching their own stable coin. We know that USDT is $1 trillion stable coin. They generate $1 billion in volume in revenue every single year. So if they want to get a piece of that and they have the influence that they have, of course, they're going to be launching a stable coin and they're going to be getting more power. Eventually, it's going to be tradable everywhere. It's going to be used in the USA. Why not use their own stable coin? Using for buy stuff, using in the shops, in whatever they can use it for buying cars or whatever it is, instead of using USDT or USDC, right? They want to get a piece of everything. So, personal opinion, everyone can think whatever they want, take their own conclusions, but I don't really care about the news. But I will not be surprised after the president of the United States launched a meme coin on Pump and Fun. Well, it's not wasn't Pump and Fun, but it's the same thing. I will not be surprised if there is something shitty going on. So yeah, go ahead, Lily, but that's my personal opinion on it. Yeah.
Exactly. Actually, right now, USD1, it's reportedly facilitating a $2 billion investment, which from into Binance. So that's, you said that's huge. USD now.
The connection is sometimes it gets terrible. I hope it's gonna improve for the rest of the stream sometimes. So it's just sometimes.
Right? So we just repeat it again. So Trump back decentralized chain for Liberty Finance and that and it launched just right before the election. Once again, the crypto narrative was a big part of his election campaign, and its size heavily features Trump's images, as you just said a few seconds ago, and it raised over $550 million through WLFI tokens, which, by the way, I think you mentioned this as well, they are non-redeemable, which means that you buy it, but you cannot cash it out, right? So,
Yeah.
in the meantime, Trump is. Sorry, would you like to add anything?
Wait, hold on. I'm just checking the stream. I'm not exactly sure if we are running. Are you seeing the stream, Lily? You seeing that we're
Let me
running or
see.
no? This
Yes, we are.
is loading on my side. I'm not exactly sure. But anyways, the viewers, I hope they are
We can
watching.
do that. Viewers, please, the ones that are listening or watching right now, can you let us know if you are getting what we are saying or not? Because I can hear Ninja clearly, but I don't know if you
Okay,
can.
I think we are good to go. I think we're good. So I mean, this news
Good
with
to go?
Trump and everything that is going on right now, and the amount of money that they're investing, it's gonna be. I mean, the other party, which we are not gonna be talking about police, we're not gonna be getting into that because we are no U.S. citizens. We don't really care. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Both of us, we don't care about whatever happens in the USA. It does affect the economy. It does affect what happens with Bitcoin. It does affect the market sentiment, of course, since they are the strongest economy in the world, whatever it is. But we don't really care about that. We just want to share the news. And I know it's a little bit weird that we want to share the news and not get into the news, but just we don't want to get into politics because this channel is actually this community. There is people from every country, so we're not gonna be getting into that. But the deal could be quite shitty. We know that they actually have been making a lot of money with crypto. That is actually expected, and they broke the code. So now that they cracked the code, let's put it like that way, they made $300 million with one meme coin. So what do you expect? They're gonna be making billions throughout this campaign. It's gonna be guaranteed, and this is just one of those moves. I would say a lot more coming up. If they launch a stable coin, it's gonna be possibly $1 trillion stable coin. Who knows? If because they got the full support from the USA, so they're running the USA, right? So they can put it everywhere. So we don't know how that's gonna go, but for sure it could be quite interesting to see how that play out. We can go back to that in another stream later on to see how things go from this news here.
Okay, perfect. So just to end it up, is a fun fact about it. Even though you know that these tokens are, or the buyers are anonymous, there is one Justin Sun. Maybe you remember him because he was the crypto billionaire that bought the 6.2 million banana dot type. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
I know.
Well, he's one of the few publicly known investors, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first news for. Ready to move on to the second
So
one?
Justin Sun is also he's so big at this point. He is the founder of Tron blockchain and Tron technologies, and he's worth billions of dollars. And he does whatever it takes. He's been actually I saw a video about it the other day. He's been he has to run from different countries because it's a crackdown on him, and it's a lot going on regarding Justin Sun, which we are not gonna be getting into that today. But if we look at Trump, we actually got it shared here in the podcast. We see that it's trading at $2 billion right now, the meme coin. The news was that they actually the meme coin gala, which is coming as well. Lily, you're gonna be talking about that or just me? About the meme coin gala that is coming in the next few days. We I mean, it is quite crazy that on May 22, the top holders of the Trump coin are going to be able to attend an event, and it's going to be insane. But of course, he's actually using all this power, and people are using crypto to get closer to the US sort of representative to the people that are running the economy, and they are using meme coin because they don't have to validate who they are. They don't have to share any sort of personal information. They just got it by Trump, and it's actually still a $10 billion valuation today. The price had a really nice pump after the news that day. We see that it went from around $8 all the way up to $15 in just a few days after that announcement. So definitely it still has a lot of pressure, a lot of actually influence, I don't know how to say in English, but in the current market, and it's actually pretty important to see. But anyways, some traders bought over $100 million in Trump coin just to meet him. So think about that for a little bit. There is a lot more going on. It's just not about a meeting. It's just not about that. It's the connections that they're gonna be making. Is those who actually want to attempt that meeting, and it's actually the other party, which I'm not gonna be mentioning it, is actually quite angry about this. The CNBC was talking about it today. I actually saw the news as well, and everyone in the other side is not happy about this because it's just a shit show. That's all I'm gonna say. They are using a meme coin to pretty much make money. It's like the same thing that KOLs are doing. It's being done right now by the U.S. economy, which we are not gonna be taking up. We are not gonna be getting into that more, but it's actually quite wild what's going on right now with Trump meme coin, with Melania meme coin. All the family launching meme coins are making millions and millions of dollars, which could have gone to another better coin. But anyway, the meme coin market is broken at this point. Whatever can do, and it's actually illegal to run a meme coin and pretty much bundle in and get 60% of supply and then sell it on your community, which is legal right now. So you can do it if you want. I would not recommend it, but you can do it. If they are doing it, you can actually do it as well. That's what I would say. So yeah, Lily, we can move forward. I think everyone understands how Trump actually does things. I'm not against, I'm not pro Trump because I don't live there. We don't care about it. But it's actually quite crazy to be an American these days. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, once again, not a political podcast, and we are neutral, right? We are not pro or against. But we have to give it to him. He's quite good at businesses, and he knows that crypto is already part of the world where we live, and it's definitely going to be part of the future. And so I think he's using that business mind or mastermind that he has. And so we'll leave it like that, a question open, right? What do you think, you guys? Because that was just our opinion on it, our take on it. But you can share what you think. If you are living in the USA, maybe you can give us a different perspective on how it looks, or how do you think it's going to be looking like in the near future, or whatever you want to share about this, right? At the end of the day, the podcast is also for that, to try to have an open conversation. So moving on to another one, shifting gears now, we got another controversy in the crypto space, but in this case is about Sam Altman, right? Which, as you already know, have been the CEO of the Open AI since 2019, right? So now let's talk about specifically about WorldCoin, or how it's branded right now, just Word, right? Yeah. So this just hit a serious wall in Indonesia, where the Ministry of Communication and Digital has suspended their operating permit. So the reason for this is going to be, according to them, right, alleged shady activity tied to their digital identity project, Word ID, right? Yeah. So according to Altman, he said that around 26 million people were already on the Word app, while more than 12 million people have been verified by the org. Right. So
and those are Philippine people, or I'm talking globally.
Globally, globally. Okay. According to him, 26 million are already in the app, while 12 million people have been verified.
Just listening about it, I'm like scared of getting all your information. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they are getting. We know that we've been spied all day, but it's getting into the blockchain right now, and we are still trying to stay decentralized, guys. That's what you guys got to remember. This is not a step forward when it comes to decentralization and bringing the economy to the people, which is what crypto stands for. We stand for building our own economy, the Internet 3.0. This is what we're looking for. But these things are not really pushing the boundaries. But we gotta say, they're still at $8.8 billion market cap, even though they're trading, or WorldCoin is trading at all-time low right now at 88 cents with an all-time high of $12. To think about it for a second, these guys, they are running non-profit organizations as ChatGPT and as AI. They are running their own, of course, company, which is not ChatGPT, is just part of the company. These guys have been making billions upon billions of dollars out of these non-profit organizations, and the WorldCoin as well is pretty massive as well. So these are billion-dollar companies, billion-dollar startups, and now it's getting into the security science, getting into getting more information from a user, from everyone that they can. Be careful with scanning your eyes, giving your personal information to all these shitty companies, because crypto is still as any other company out there, but crypto even more shady. So you gotta be careful. So I would say just stay decentralized and don't get distracted by all these companies trying to get your information and trying to use it in their own sort of a will. So that's all I'm gonna mention about it. But yeah, I'm not surprised about it, and I don't really care about Word. I have traded over 200 coins in the last 2 years, I gotta say, but not this one. Even though it made really nice games, but it just cheated since day one. There, that's what I would say. Go on, Lilia.
Yes, definitely is quite a controversial project, as you said, and also a little bit scary as well. I mean, where I live right now, where I am right now, it came here. I think it was during pandemics, and a lot of people actually went
Yeah,
because it also, if you think about it, they did it also through a moment in where people were actually having some economical crisis, right? I mean, pandemic hit very hard for a lot of people, and a lot of people lose many things. I'm talking about jobs and houses and everything.
yeah.
So it came to this country during that time. A lot of people decided actually to go there, and they are changed in a way their privacy, right? Their unique features just for a few tokens. So I do think it's very scary, and you can a little bit of shady kind of project, because we do not really know what they are going to be using this for, because they are saying what they are going to be used for, but is it going to be really used for that? I mean, that's like the biggest question, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, which we have learned, I gotta say, we have learned multiple times that what they say is not what they do from many companies, which we can talk about it. I mean, we are still traders, guys. Remember, just giving personal opinions. We are not pros by any mean. We don't know everything by any mean. Remember that. We're just sharing personal opinions. At the end of the day, you guys take your own conclusions. You love Word, you love Sam, you love whatever they're doing. Go ahead and stand with that, and you follow that and give all your information. This is just personal opinion on the idea behind cryptocurrency has always been to get the power to the people, to give back the power of the economy, to not have a centralized economy that is run by banks. That's what that I was a baby. Well, not a baby, 2010. I was 15 years younger back then. So I would say I was 15 years old. So I didn't know what crypto was or what Bitcoin was. If I knew I would be a billionaire, I would not making any streams right now. Gotta tell you that. But crypto was about that. It was about building like the new economy. And these days, centralized exchanges are cheated than over. They are shadier than ever. They are so bad these days. I actually got a stream coming up, but that is wild. The insights that I have. We got all the companies going more CeFi, more centralized, and we have chains that are more centralized than ever. And pretty much in this race of making decentralized finance or DeFi more user friendly or more like easier for the to break the barrier between CeFi and DeFi and of course traditional finance, they are going centralized, and that's not the way. Yes, it's easier. Yes, it's faster. Yes, it's easier to understand. But at the end of the day, your crypto gotta be in your hands and nobody else. Do not trust an exchange. Do not trust a wallet. Do not trust a chain. Do not trust anybody that is just trying to get access to your crypto. And these companies, they're trying to get access to your crypto and your information as well. So be careful because it could be quite dangerous long term. These are unregulated companies that they can do whatever they want with your information in a bad or a good way. So just keep that in mind as well. Let's move on. There is a lot more going on. Yeah.
Okay, so with the same news, talking about how controversial it
Yeah.
has been, we have that already it received a considerable backlash in countries like Brazil and also Hong Kong, but specifically in Indonesia. They say that it's a huge no-go under Indonesia's electronic system regulations, right? So the digital ministry said that this action represents a serious violation, and they are now summoning the local operators for a
Ooh,
formal explanation.
things are getting
So
real.
it's not just the paperwork. According to them, it's not just the paperwork. What's really fueling the fire at the privacy concern, as you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
That is what they are more worried about, privacy concerns. So, and once again, not just in Indonesia, right? WorldCoin global rollout has faced similar hit in places like Kenya, Germany, and Argentina, where critics are worried about data misuse and exploitation, especially when people are trading, once again, biometric data just for a few
Yeah.
tokens,
I
right?
know. I mean, it is wild, and hands up for Indonesia for actually taking some action. Beautiful country, by the way. We went there, Lily. You remember? What a
Yes,
nice
we
place.
went there in 2019,
At some point, I was
right before COVID hits.
trying to move there. She actually also loved Indonesia as well, but it's a small country. Eventually, just ran out of things to do. But to chill out, work, and do some online stuff is a beautiful place. That's what I would say. But crazy story. We know what's going on with this and WorldCoin and all that. People are still trading. The volume trading is still pretty high. So whatever we say, pretty much nobody cares because people are still investing like the last 24 hours, $157 million in volume. So who cares about it? The only people that people care, not talking about the actual sort of technology behind the product, is about making money. They want to buy cheap and sell expensive, but there's still some users that really care about the technology and they really are not worried or scared to give that information up. It is what it is. I don't know if there is some rewards for doing that. There may be. That's why actually trying like incentivizing people to actually do it. But anyways, we're gonna see what came out. He's behind ChatGPT, and everyone today is using ChatGPT, so it could be
Yeah.
good. We don't know. We cannot just throw just try to throw it under the bus. Maybe it's gonna be good. Maybe. So we gotta wait and see. Anyway, before we get going with more news, we gotta talk about, of course, XOX Labs, our main sponsor. Now we are breaking all-time high for the month of May. If you're watching the stream right now, you're gonna be able to see we are up 52% in the last 24 hours, almost hitting 0.002. Remember, we had 4 zeros back here, and we did an insane move. I don't know, whatever you're watching, where you are, of over 4,000% until today in the last 14 days. So we are pretty much setting all-time high for the whole 2025. These are insane news for the protocol, and our plan to take XOX Lab to 0.1 to 1 cent, 10 cents to eventually to $1 is always gonna be our main goal. XOX Lab is the main sponsor powering GravityX, so remember to always follow, like, and support the ecosystem and get some SOS. No financial advice, but a little bit of financial advice because the goal is 400x from here. So there is still from this point to where we're trying to do a 400x difference, and you guys, I'm pretty sure, will not want to miss that out. I am the founder. We did not do great the last year. Yes, I always been honest with that. We could have done better. We use the fund not in the most efficient way, which we're not going to be talking about. It's not about that today. But anyway, massive day for XOX Lab. In the last few days, we have been doing great. We saw some selling pressure, but we are recovering after that with some pretty nice sales. The BNB chain is actually lacking a little bit, surprisingly, because BNB trade is a little bit more active, but we're still trading at a steal on only 2 zeros and then 1 and a 3 after that. We almost hit 0.002 as well, but it did not happen. But eventually, it's actually gonna get there as well. Remember that the bridge is live. You can buy on both chains that you can bridge. So anyway, just a small plug for our main sponsor, for our main loved XOX Labs. And now we can move on with more protocols. If you actually want to get XOX Labs, more info, it's always gonna be on the main link on the GravityX X account. You can find it there as well. So yeah, move on. Anything else, Lily, that we actually have planned for today? Any other news?
Yes, actually, it's gonna be the last one from my side, and then it's gonna be all you.
Cool.
Right. So the last one is actually kind of a straight up out of a crypto sci-fi novel.
Okay.
Sounds interesting to you if I say that?
It does. Hit me. I'm waiting for it.
Actually, it's a very real news. It's but you have to picture this first. Picture yourself in the Maldives, right? So you are in a picture perfect island getaway. You are having, I don't know, a pina colada or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And then you realize that the Maldives are going to be actually becoming a global blockchain hub. What do you think of that?
Well, I I decide not to afford it with US dollars, and now with crypto, it's gonna be the same thing. I'm not gonna be paying no $10,000 a night for a hotel. I can tell you that, Lily. USDT is still dollar. Let's put it like that. I'm not gonna be wasting my precious Bitcoin in a day watching this. I mean, it's a beautiful place. I'm not gonna say no, but
It is.
$8.8 billion, I'm pretty much sure that that is a huge amount of money. I wish I have 0.1% of that. That would be insane. But I have never been to Maldives. Have you? 2 or 3 times already, I believe, right?
No, haven't. I'm waiting for you to take me there,
We gotta make GravityX
right?
successful first, and then we're gonna be able to go. And maybe we can invite some of the viewers. Maybe, even I mean,
Exactly.
guys,
Sounds great.
$8.8 billion from the
Okay,
Dubai
okay.
office. So
So
Lily, go ahead, go ahead. This news is actually pretty interesting. This is
yes,
nice,
yes.
yeah,
Yes, actually, well, this is actually, I mean, we were joking, right? Having a
yeah.
good time, but it is a real news, right, you guys? And what Ninja was saying about the 8.8 billion investment is actually true, according to the news, right? It's from a Dubai based family office represented. And I'm so sorry for what I'm going to read right now, but it's a very difficult name to pronounce. But it's representing Qatari Royal Sheikh Nayef bin Eid Al Thani. You can look it up later on.
Props to you
And
for
this,
even pronouncing that. I cannot even try.
it is so difficult to pronounce. I'm so sorry, but my
Yeah.
mispronunciation, right? So, anyways, the deal is being led by MBS Global Investments, and it's not just a flashy headline. Once again, it is a geopolitical and economic pivot. I'm going to explain you why. Now, we have to put this into context, right? So we are talking about like the Maldives entire GPD, GDP is or was only $7 billion.
Wow.
This project is going to worth more than the entire economy, and so
So
you
they
can
actually
see how
they are
ambitious this
buying the
place is going
Maldives,
to be, right?
Lily. You now you see it. They are
Yeah,
buying an island. They have enough money to do it, so who cares?
exactly. A better way to say, right? You are being more crystal clear than the reporter that made the news, right? That's
If their
exactly what they
GDP
are
is
doing, right?
$7 billion and you invest eight, which means that you already have over 51% of the total GDP of a country, pretty much you are the owner of that country already. I mean, this is a joke, guys. We don't know what do they sign. It's all about legal stuff, but it's insane just to listen about it. It's wild that the
It
investment
is.
is bigger than the all money that they had. I mean, the Maldives is just island. There is nothing there. It's just islands and hotels and Russian oligarchs having fun with their sugar babies. That's what I would say. There is no much going on there. I have never been there, but that's what I imagine. Yeah.
Exactly. So now, on the positive side, once again, as you said, we have to clarify this through the podcast because I mean we are a little bit goofy, you and myself. So
Yeah.
sometimes to make the podcast a little bit like more entertaining to watch,
Yeah.
we kind of joke when we are talking about the news, right? To make it lighter or the lighter content, right? But let's see, the positive side of the news is that it's going to be, according to the article, providing 16,000 new jobs, which is going to be around the
Cool.
3% of the entire national population. So I guess that's going to be something positive, right? So the Maldives is grappling with some heavy debt pressures, according to this, around 600 to 700 million due this year and another $1 billion due by 2026.
So it seems
So
they're
the
not doing that
investment
great.
is
Yeah.
going to be exactly, it's going to be great, and is in a way it's going to reduce their kind of they are very dependent right now on tourism and fishing, right? So this is going to bring something according to
Yeah.
this, more positive for them, right? Now, the money is coming from some serious players, as I mentioned already, because MBS Global already secured about $4 to $5 billion, and it's bringing in a whole consortium of high net worth individuals and family offices to close the gap. Of course, we know that this is going to be happening, right? We want to, would like to have a piece of the cake, and we know why, right?
Yeah. So
Right. So,
I'm just trying to think when you are talking about this news, where does the blockchain hub comes in with all these? Because we're talking about investment, about creating jobs. It will be like an unregulated place where crypto startups can just go ahead there and do whatever they want. It's gonna be something like that. I don't think anyone is gonna be moving there to have their main office. That's not I'm gonna. That's something that I don't see happening. So what exactly is gonna be going on there? Crypto startups are not interested in building hotels. That's the only thing that I will be thinking that is interesting there at this point. The people to go ahead and grow there. But interesting, but if I'm myself a founder of $1 billion project in crypto, why would I go to the Maldives when it's quite in a bad, I mean, it's a beautiful place, but it's in a region where nobody really cares. There is no business going on there regarding that. So I don't know why the title of a blockchain hub, but that's something that we may have to wait and see. I would say that title goes to Dubai, where there is a lot of people there in the sector. There is a lot of building going on there. There is a lot of startups moving there because it's near, it's more efficient, it's a little bit just easier to get to. But who is gonna be going to the Maldives to do crypto business there? I don't imagine. It's just the location is not that great if I'm actually thinking about it. But maybe I don't know what's gonna be the last plan, the end goal for this, but the blockchain thing I think is a little bit over exaggerated. That's my personal opinion on what's gonna happen here. Well, let's see. Let's see. Maybe it's gonna be accepted. Like crypto is gonna be accepted for everything there. We don't know. There was no mention in the article, right, Lily? So
well, actually, no, not exactly. The only thing that they said, actually, just you just said it, is that they are calling it the Dubai of the Indian Ocean. That's it. But for Web3. So, I mean, but we do know that these kind of remote places are great places to have your money, right?
that's
Or
what I
to
would say.
have your
Like
business.
doing shiny
So,
stuff,
yeah,
Lily, for example. Well, Dubai is already famous for. There is a lot of good things there. It's a beautiful country, but crypto bros got there for a reason because they can get away with a lot of things. So this can happen as well in the Maldives. I'm just talking about the location. If right now we have this idea of the Maldives is a place to go and relax, to go out where millionaires go and have some fun, spend time with their wife or girlfriend or whoever it is. Now we got the crypto bros going on there. We got companies. All that is not going to be that really beneficial for what the Maldives is famous for. That's what I'm going to say. The Dubai is a hub for business. It's a financial hub. It's famous for that. New York, but Maldives, I just don't see it actually like happening that well. But with money you can do whatever you want, so essentially they can do it, right? And I mean Dubai, they know what to do. They want to expand, so it's fine, I guess. Money, where there is money is gonna fall. So people is, if they gotta go, they gotta go, and they're gonna go. So at the end of the day, maybe it's gonna be even bigger than Dubai. We don't know. Let's wait for the infrastructure. There is just not enough infrastructure at this point, but maybe it's gonna
exactly.
be massive. Yeah.
I agree. Actually, I want to end the news or this news with two questions for our listeners or viewers. What do you think about this? Do you think that locals are going to benefit from it? Or do you think that this is just like real estate speculation with a blockchain buzzword? What do you think? Let us know. Because it can go either way, right? So your opinion on this would be interesting. Time will tell. But I do think that it's quite a bold move from a national level, right? Because it's going to be the whole island, right? So
No, I mean
on that side, I think
it's
I think it's quite interesting
it's a
if you put
pretty
it
big
into that
plan
perspective.
for sure. It's a pretty big plan, but it's coming from a country that knows how to do things. Look at what is Dubai today. Look at what Dubai is an amazing, it's a huge country. And they had the resources, and it used to be just a desert a few years ago. So if they want to turn the Maldives into a financial hub, it's gonna happen, and nobody can stop it. So maybe we just yapping here and we just don't know anything, and it's gonna be and wait, I forgot. I should show your face there,
Yes,
Lily.
we will have to wait, and then we will wait, see what happened, and then go to Maldives and see by ourselves or experience it by ourselves.
For sure. I mean, crazy news today about the work coin. I don't really that upset. I have neither traded. I don't really care, and I don't like projects that push centralization. But that was a pretty interesting news we have about the Maldives. They were actually losing money. So if someone step in to help, which we know what helps mean, they're gonna be taking over. Which if they accept it, is at the end of the day is gonna be up to them. And pretty interesting news since interesting news. Thanks for coming in, Lily. Thanks for. I hope you prepare some pretty fun stuff for tomorrow as well. I'm gonna be going on now with the stream. I'm gonna be talking about some trading stuff. We're gonna be sharing some interesting projects, and it's gonna be like 30 more minutes. So if you're watching the stream, make sure to watch out for that. Thank you for joining, Lily. See you
Exactly.
tomorrow. Amazing news.
See
Yeah.
you tomorrow, Ninja. Thanks for having
No,
me.
we are in
Thank you guys
GravityX.
for
Remember, not
listening.
Ninja. GravityX.
Thank you, GravityX. That's the way you want me to call you?
I mean, you can call them whatever you want. So, yeah.
You guys, it's so hard when your brother is the one on the other side of the screen, because you want to call him like on a sweet way, but then you remember that you have to be professional, so you have to call him GravityX or Ninja or whatever. So anyways, thank you. It was a pleasure to be here with you, with all our listenings today, and with you, Ninja, as well. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye, Lily. See you. Yeah. Let's actually go ahead and let's get back to the stream, guys. Now, the news were pretty fun. We're gonna be trying to do this every single day with Lily. She's always gonna be with us, talking about interesting things and sharing the news with you guys. So if you like that, make sure to, of course, subscribe. Actually, follow and like and comment if you like the section. We're gonna be improving, guys. This is the first time we do streams. It's gonna be taking a while until things get better, but I would say it's gonna be fun eventually. Now, I want to talk about a few things today with you guys. First, let's talk about the fees, the protocols that are making the most amount of money. It is market. Tether is still number one, making, you guys can see here, $5.9 billion year to date. This is revenue. Think about that for a minute. In the last 30 days, they made near $600 million, but nobody is surprised about that. We have Circle, which is USDC, made $191 million. We had companies invested trying to actually acquire Circle, which we are not going to be getting into that, but pretty massive news. And there is a lot going on with Circle right now and with USDC, which is getting a lot of attention. It can be pretty interesting. It's actually used a lot in Solana, so I'm not actually surprised about that. And then we have Pound and Fund, which made $2.6 million in the last 24 hours, has made near $700 million to date. That is insane. Honestly, I am mind blown. Crazy the amount of money that these guys had made. $700 million. Just wild. Now, these are gonna be the first things about the fees. Now, we're gonna be talking about project that I really like a lot. I have been training myself. I shared that on the Morning Ninjas community, and it's gonna be Alchemist AI. This is one of the protocols that's still not listed on Binance. It's only trading $160 million. The volume is down 6%, but it's every day on the $50 to $100 million. And it's a pretty good project. You guys should be taking a look at this. Their platform is actually already live. You can actually create applications no code free just by a prompt, which is something that is really getting a lot of traction. You can customize APIs. You can create apps by yourself with simple codes that everyone can understand. This is actually a pretty good idea, and as mentioned, they have been doing very well in the last few days and few months. So Alchemist AI is gonna be listed on Binance soon, guaranteed. There is no question about it. It's gonna be a question of when. So this one we traded on in the Ninjas community. We traded quite cheap. We are 180% up on that. You actually can go ahead and check it out in my personal social media. But this is a project that is going to be hitting $1 billion eventually. And you guys should be taking a look at that. On every stream, I'm going to be adding to the stream a project that I believe that is cool, that I believe that is interesting, that makes sense to actually invest in, because I do think that this one have all the potential to do pretty well. And that's all I'm gonna say. This one is pretty interesting, and it's gonna be getting more interesting by the time when they keep on developing, they focus on developing, and when things get actually a little bit better. So try to get it at the right entry. Don't FOMO in, don't buy all-time high. But this one is actually pretty strong. It's listed on major central asset changes, but Binance not yet. And if we actually see, which you guys can see, they have a perpetual listing already. If they get listed on spot trading, which is where the real volume comes in, it's gonna be massive for the ecosystem. And we can see finally Alsh hitting $500 million all-time high. That's gonna be a 2x from here. So keep your mind open on that as well. It's actually pretty interesting. Pretty nice project, pretty nice ecosystem, and this one should do very well. There is actually something else that I want to show you. Let me see now. The Fed, this is actually our latest news. The Fed just started liquidity injection in, and nobody's talking about it. They actually invested like $20 billion, so which means that the rate actually on the positive side. And this is actually good for the economy. It's good for the economy, and it's good for Bitcoin as well, because the economy is better. There is more money going in, flying into the economy. So this actually are pretty good news as well. So yeah, I mean, the whole market is actually looking quite strong. It's not the strongest that we have seen. The volume is actually like stable, and it's actually up 10% overall in the market, but there is a lot of random coins that are pumping in the last few days, which is something weird to see. But overall, the market is quite well. It's actually quite strong today. We saw the stock market dumping, crashing the last few weeks, and crypto is still like, I don't care, nothing is going on, we can go over this. It is actually a sign that crypto is very mature right now, and that things actually are better for the space, and things actually looking quite strong for the space as well. So I'm gonna say, amazing things going on with crypto, amazing developments, and this is actually a pretty interesting time to be invested, and you should diversify your portfolio. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, come back tomorrow for another stream. We're gonna be doing this every single day, eventually making GravityX the power place, the place where you go to find your news. Was an amazing stream. We always gonna be improving, of course. Leave your feedback down below, and also remember, get yourself some XOX. If you are a project you actually want to get involved, do an AMA. You actually want your project to be like share in the stream. Make sure to reach out to us as well. And I mean, pretty strong market conditions in the last few days. Today is actually doing quite well, and the news are still popping. Some negative, some positive, but it could be worse. So yeah, now I'm gonna see you guys later. Remember to have some fun. Remember to go out, spend time with your family, trade some crypto, but don't spend all your time looking at the computer. Be an investor, but not a day trader. Be a day trader, but not a long-term investor. Just do the best of both worlds, and you're gonna be able to actually make money long term. I'm pretty sure, guarantee of that. Remember to I don't know what I keep saying, subscribe. Remember to follow us for more news. And of course, we appreciate your time, appreciate you all. Remember that GravityX is powered by XOX Labs. Stay safe, stay in crypto, and see you guys tomorrow for another stream. See ya.